You know what women took Myron? You know what they took what he said? Oh, I can't believe he's so offensive. They didn't take his advice and say, you know what? Maybe we should be a little bit more situationally aware. A former FBI agent is telling you that you need to be more situationally aware and not put yourself in a position to be looked at as food in the first place. Not saying that it's right, but basically you putting yourself as food, and women got offended instead of looking at it as advice so that they can move a little bit different. Do you see the delusion?
Brittany, I'm sorry, sis. You're beautiful. And I can tell you are very intelligent, but there is no excuse. There is absolutely no excuse for any man to touch a woman without consent just because of what she's wearing. Like you said, these men, listen, like you said, these men can do harm to children. What children put themselves in position to be harmed by these people? So here's the thing, because we know that there are men out here who lack self-control, that assume that just because a woman is wearing shorts and a shirt that shows a little cleavage, that he feels like he has access to her body. We know that's wrong. Why isn't the focus on correcting that? Because that is a major issue. We should not be so accepting. Wait, before you're ready to respond, before I'm done speaking, sweetheart. So what I'm saying is, there's nothing I could wear. There's nothing I could wear to make me at fault of being raped. Period.
I didn't say period.
There's nothing. No. There's nothing I can wear to put me in position to be raped.
There are countless choices that can increase your risk of assault, including what you wear. But sure, let's hear the rest of her yapping.
No, there isn't, right? Raping happens when it doesn't, because raping happens when it is not consent of me. So for me, in order for me to get raped, that means somebody has taken me and taken something from me without my consent. There is nothing, unless I consented to that, there is nothing that I could have worn or said or an area that I have been in to make that man say, well, she was at that party, she wanted to get raped, she had on that little skirt, she wanted to get raped, she walked down the alley, she wanted to get raped. How about we talk to the men who think that it's okay to violate women just because of what they're wearing?
God, she's so stupid. Talking to the men in this situation is pointless. You have to understand, these kinds of men are willing to risk a minimum 10-year sentence, even life in prison, just to satisfy their twisted urges for lust or power. There's no reasoning with men like that, you dimwit.
Why don't we hold them accountable and stop making it seem like women play a part in how they become victims of this type of abuse? And how can men say that they are protectors of us, and you go ahead and you say shit like this?
That's them protecting us. They're trying to protect us by telling us that us being
protecting us is telling men to have better self-control, Brittany, not telling them that they might hurt you if you're wearing certain clothing.
Can we control men who maybe
are holding them accountable a lot better and stop making excuses like you are? Yes.
So we can control the person who's not mentally right up there. I hear what you're saying, but I don't think that you're hearing what I'm saying. I never said.
You're saying that if you're at the party drunk and you got
never said nothing about the party or drunk.
Okay, so give me a situation, Brittany.
Ladies, we gotta do one mic.
Give me a situation where a woman can put herself in position to be raped.
No.
Answer it directly.
Don't cut me off. Let me answer your question. Let me answer your question how I'm going to answer. You can't cut me off.
Okay, you're right.
You're saying, how can a woman? Me and you are not disagreeing that a woman does not deserve for that to happen to her. That's why I said I don't think you're listening to what I'm saying. I never said that it's a woman's fault. Okay, so if you're listening, you would then hear me say for the 15th time that I never said that it's the woman's fault. It's not the woman's fault.
That we can put ourselves in position. I want to know what that position is.
But when you dress a certain way, it can potentially have a person who's maybe not mentally right in the head view you in a way where they might want to snatch you up because of what they see.
Ha! Thank you.
Men view women we're attractive. They look at us like
they're our protectors, right? But this is how they look at us.
What's wrong with you?
Just because a few men are capable of assault doesn't mean the rest of the majority aren't protectors. One thing about women, such as this one, who feel entitled to men's protection is that the only type of protection they seek is the one that involves a man putting his life at risk to protect theirs.
Message.
There are women who don't put themselves in these positions,
But that's not what.
who don't dress provocatively, who don't.
Hold on,
So
Jay.
what's that excuse?
Brittany is not disputing what you're saying.
But y'all
I
blaming
don't know
women.
if you're hearing her. You might be talking past her. I don't know.
No,
if
I'm
you're
hearing her. She's
Listen
saying that
to
you
her.
might get raped, but it could have also been on you a
No,
little
no,
bit
no,
because of what you
It's
wore.
just-
You're
it's-
adding too much.
Hold on,
That's
y'all.
what she
Hold
said.
on. Hold on.
I ain't talking.
Jesus fucking Christ. I know that if you go into certain hoods, it's a possibility that you can get robbed. It would behoove me not to drive down the street with $10,000 all in my hand and flashing in the hood where I know I could possibly get robbed. Is it right that they rob me? It'll never be right that they rob me. But I shouldn't make myself available to get so easily robbed where niggas is looking to rob. That's all Brittany is saying. She's not justifying that anybody should ever get raped. She's not saying that it's ever right. What she's saying is that Myron was saying that women need to be more situationally aware and not put themselves in compromising positions where dudes is looking at them as meat.
Okay,
Nobody
so
is
can you?
justifying the meat. But
Okay,
Shut the fuck up.
the context behind it is, why would you put yourself in a position with monsters and don't expect for them to be able to swipe your face off when that's what monsters do?
so my
I'm not
question
gonna
is,
She can't help herself. What a nightmare.
go to the woods with fucking bears, with fucking grizzly bears, and then not expect to get mauled. I'm
Okay, but
probably going
Anton,
to avoid that situation, and I'm probably going to avoid putting myself in a situation where I'm going to get it voluntarily. Now I know that I can go over to where's these some of these places, these cabins. I know that if I go camping in some of these places, that it's a possibility that a bear can sneak up on me, and it could happen, right? And it's no mistake of my own. I didn't volunteer for it. I wasn't putting myself in that position, but shit happens, and monsters do what monsters do, bears do what bears do, and all of that stuff, right? But what Brittany is basically saying is, why not be a lot more situationally aware? And we can also put some responsibility on women to be more mindful and proactive to not put themselves in a position, because we don't want you to become a victim, regardless of whether or not we hold men accountable. We still don't want you to be a victim. This is a very simple thing to put together. This should not be that complicated.
okay, so my question is, what position can a woman put herself in to be great?
What?
You said okay. Listen to me. I please. I'm just talking to Anton. It's me, Anton. All right. You're saying that what everyone is saying is that she's not saying that it's okay. She's just saying that women need to have more situational awareness to avoid these things to happen. So what I'm asking is, what are the positions that a woman can put herself in to be great?
She has to be trolling at this point. There's no way a woman in her 30s is genuinely clueless about how to reduce her risk of assault. But fine, let's pretend she truly doesn't know. Why then does she dismiss all the advice from the panel as though they have no idea what they're talking about?
Give me something specific.
I'm not.
No, because you're saying, because we do know.
Ask me the question. Do you want me to answer or no?
Well, let me also
Do
give
you
you
want
this.
to give me the answer? Was it rhetorical?
Well, here's the thing, because we do know that you don't have to be. You could be fully clothed and still get raped. You could be at a church and still get
You're
raped.
answering your own question.
Okay, so I'm sorry. Go ahead. So AD.
No, you got it. Go ahead.
A woman. No. You're right. My bad. So AD, how does a woman put herself in position to be great?
I think that there are hundreds, if not thousands, of situations that women put themselves in positions for that they shouldn't be out there. I don't think that women should be out at night. You gotta let me answer. I don't think that women should be out at night by themselves, for example. I think that they fool. I don't think that women should dress provocatively because they then make themselves a target. Like, I'll give you an example. Men tend to go for the most vulnerable amongst us. Monsters. You don't see people going to shoot up police stations. They go to shoot up churches. So why would you dress provocatively? Why would you go in spaces where you traveling late at night? Why would you be by yourself amongst a bunch of men? I see women drinking and smoking and going to house parties and going up to niggas' hotel rooms, and then they surprised that the nigga is taking advantage of them. Why the fuck would you go up to a nigga hotel room unless you was trying to bust it down for a real one? Now, should he put his hands on you? Absolutely not. But why are you going up to the hotel room, drinking and smoking, and then saying, but I don't think that I'm gonna do nothing? I would never allow for my daughter to do that. That's being proactive, situationally aware, and making sure that you're not putting yourself in a position to even have to defend yourself. Part of covering, and this is what men keep trying to tell women, part of your protection is listening and not even doing and not putting yourself in a position and listening to men. But you know what women took, Myron? You know what they took what he said? Oh, I can't believe he's so offensive. They didn't take his advice and say, you know what? Maybe we should be a little bit more situationally aware. Maybe we shouldn't be in certain spaces. Maybe we shouldn't go up to hotel rooms. Maybe we shouldn't be doing this. Maybe we shouldn't be drinking and smoking. Maybe we shouldn't go out with a partner. They never said none of that. He literally was giving them the game. Think about it. I'm just being 100% real. There is nobody probably on the internet that is better suited to have a conversation about women protecting themselves than a federal officer that used to chase down criminals on a regular basis. A former FBI agent is telling you that you need to be more situationally aware and not put yourself in a position to be looked at as food in the first place. Not saying that it's right, but basically you putting yourself as food, and women got offended instead of looking at it as advice so that they can move a little bit differently. Do you see the delusion? Do y'all see why it's covering?
I see that, but here's the thing. In one breath, you're saying you need to be under a man's covering, but then in the next breath, you're saying y'all look at women like food.
That's true.
Why are y'all looking at women as something that you need to like you and that's my logic. And here's the thing. You're naming specific situations like going into a hotel room, hanging out with guys at night, walking down the street at night. What about the girl during the day that gets raped at her job? You need to have more self-control. It doesn't matter what a woman has on. It doesn't matter where she is. It doesn't matter what's going on. You as a man should not feel like a woman's body is accessible to you based on circumstance. That's all I'm saying.
Guys, gentlemen that is watching this, in previous shows, I have regularly said that I have divested myself from trying to save women from themselves. Call the police and just let them do what they want to do. They have the freedom to choose for themselves. They have the freedom to do what they want to do. They're going to go out and they're going to do what they want to do anyway. Don't put yourself in, don't try to save them. Don't try to step in between. If you see some shit happening in the alley, call the police. Don't be a captain. Don't be trying to save women from themselves. They not going to learn until you just let them go out and do it themselves. They don't want to hear that shit. They're not interested in it. Don't get emotional about it. When it happens, say, I told you so.